So first overview the purpose of these spreadsheets. So I'm going to be showing you one specific company. I want to be clear that everything that I do in here can be completely and should be completely customized to your company to match your workflows. It all goes along with the idea that if it's repeatable, it's perfectible. So we want to help you to have systems that will make sure that you're able to have customers that get consistent performance from one customer to the other. Also, you'll notice that some of the things are hidden just to protect some privacy. So the way that it works for this customer is we start on the new job page and we input all of the information that's relevant for this customer. So we have the sales rep, we have the project coordinator, the date sold, all of this different information which is going to be necessary throughout the project. From there, each of these project coordinators, as they're called at this company, have their own specific job tabs. They have their specific jobs that they have all of these different items to do from the beginning of the project, from the welcome call, all the way to the end to requesting payment. Okay. Now, you'll see that there's all these different colors of the reds, the greens, and light greens, and that shows when they're supposed to do certain things. Okay. So, how we use these filters, how we properly use this, is first up, we have the welcome call. So you're able to filter this in order to find out which welcome calls have not been done. So I were to come in here and I mark it for the welcome calls that have not been done. Once this has been done and they're red because they haven't been done yet, you go in and put in the date of today's date. You input it, and then just like that, is marked as done. So the next time when you come in to filter it, that will disappear and it won't show up because you have completed that. Okay? Now you do that from there all the way to the end, and when it gets really important is when you get to this production date. Okay, so let me unfilter this, select all of these, so we're showing all of these jobs again, and then we come later on to where we have this production date. So you'll see down here where we have these greens. So for example, we have this day before. It automatically highlights as green because the project today is November 23rd, because tomorrow on the 24th, we're going to go and do this project. So it is green to signify you got to do it today. So once this day before call is made, you're able to put in today's date, and eventually it's going to go ahead and remove that color. Now by doing that, that helps you to see what needs to be done. Now if you are, just like we just filtered these others, you're able to come in and you're able to filter it and say, okay, if today is the 23rd, so I need to do the call for all the jobs that are going tomorrow. Let me find all of those jobs. Now, for this mock-up, it's just one job, so the filter is pretty simple. But then once you put that date in, now you know that you've done that, so you don't need to worry about that anymore. Similarly, the start inspection needs to be filled out the day before the project. So that date would go in there. You can see now that this doesn't have the green anymore. It's because it's been completed. It doesn't need to be done anymore. So I open up these filters. And now all of these reds. All of these reds is bad. These reds mean that that never happened. Okay, so for example, today is the 23rd, and it's saying that this day before call never happened. So it's red. That's bad. Okay. Now let's look at the week before. Okay, so if we're looking at next week's jobs, okay, so this week being 11/23, next week being 11/30 through 12/4, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to find next week's jobs, which start. So 12/1, the job is the job for next week. So I'm able to come in. Now for this company, it's not set to go green until Wednesdays, because that's the day when they do their week before call. So on Wednesday, that will automatically go green, notifying them today you have to do this. You're able to select all to unfilter it, but I think you get the point. And you're able to use these different filters in order to find the specific thing that you're to do that day. Once you put in that date, then you go ahead and do it. So for example, we have the day of call to be made by noon, and the project date is the 23rd. So if you go in and say, hey, who do I need to call today? You come in and you find today. So you come in, you say, oh, I just made that call. I did that. Now that is complete. Okay, so you're able to do that for every customer from beginning to end, all the way to it even. So, for example, today, on the day of, we want to have the amount paid input and the total price due input. Okay. So, ultimately, all in, this is how the project coordinator is able to track the job, track the workflow, in order to make sure that this job is handled properly. Now, if we go into